Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Delanjali Ananda.
And I'm Miketh Karunaratne. We'll start off with the headlines as usual.
IMF's continuous assistance to Sri Lanka. Increasing India-Lanka relations with financial benefits exceeding $80 million for Sri Lanka. 3 suspects, including a Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Motor Traffic, placed under detention. A new constitution which fulfills the aspirations of the general public. A proposal from the Mahasangha to appoint learned and intelligent persons in appointing for positions of ambassadors and governors. Director board meetings of several institutions coming under the purview of several ministries suspended. Opportunities extended to present complaints regarding the Grade 5 scholarship examination till the 7th of this month. Heavy fighting continues between the Israel army and the Hezbollah guerrillas in Lebanon. Now for visit of the stories in detail. The International Monetary Fund has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Sri Lanka.
They have expressed optimism regarding the government's dedication to ongoing reform efforts. An International Monetary Fund team led by the Director for Asia Pacific Department, Dr. Krishna Srinivasan, concluded a visit yesterday. During the visit, the delegation met with President Anurakumara Dissanayake and high-level state officials and other stakeholders. Issuing a statement at the end of the visit, Dr. Krishna Srinivasan has said that they had held productive discussions on the economic and financial challenges facing the Sri Lankan economy. The statement has indicated that they agreed on the importance of continuing to safeguard and build on the hard-won gains that have helped put Sri Lanka on a path to economic recovery. The statement further indicated that the IMF team will continue its close engagement with Sri Lanka's economic team to set a date for the 3rd review of the IMF-supported program.
Following the official visit of the Foreign Minister of India, significant benefits essential for the country's economic development have been achieved. This was revealed in a statement issued by the Indian government. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar concluded his one-day visit yesterday, during which key discussions focused on strengthening ties with Sri Lanka. A significant point of discussion was India's preparedness in providing $61.5 million as a grant assistance to modernize Kankasantore port. Additionally, India proposed converting payments for 7 completed line of credit projects amounting to $20 million into grants. The visit also saw India's announcement over the gifting of 22 diesel locomotives to Sri Lankan Railways. Furthermore, India has expressed its readiness to expedite the finalization of a bilateral memorandum of understanding with Sri Lanka regarding the debt restructuring process. President Anurakumara Dissanayake says that a new constitution will be introduced to meet expectations of the people.
He said that the new constitution will be passed through a referendum. The president made these remarks when he called on the Mahasangha this morning. The Mahasangha has also praised the example set by the president and his team, especially during the post-election period, where they ensured that no violent incidents or disturbances occurred. President Anurakumara Dissanayake visited the headquarters of the Amarapura Mahanikaya in Vallavatta this morning. He received blessings from the acting chief prelate, Most Venerable Karagoda Uyangoda Maitri Murthy Thera. During the discussion, the chief prelate emphasized the need to build a strong state and rise as an independent nation on the global stage. President Dissanayake remarked that the people, through the results of this presidential election, have shown the need to change the traditional political system. He also noted that the public has rejected the slander and fears that were created about his team, confirming that these were merely baseless rumors. The president acknowledged that the current period, with a general election already announced, is a politically transitional time. He expressed his intention to accelerate progress on key tasks with full parliamentary power following the election. Despite smear campaigns raised over political uncertainty following the election, the president said that the situation was more peaceful and no disruptions occurred in the post-election period. During the discussion, the Mahasangha inquired about the possibility of a new constitution from the president. President Anurukumara Dissanayake said that he hopes to introduce a new constitution, but emphasized that it will only be done through discussions and a referendum. He pointed out that previous governments implemented constitutional amendments without public consensus. President Anurukumara Dissanayake visited the headquarters of the Sri Lanka Ramanya Mahanikaya in Arhempita this morning. He met with the chief prelate of the Sri Lanka Ramanya Mahanikaya, Most Venerable Aggamaha Pandita Makulave Vimalathera, and received his blessings. During the discussion, the Mahasangha requested that when appointing ambassadors and high commissioners, the president should ensure that qualified, intelligent individuals who can properly represent the country abroad are selected. Most Venerable Makulave Vimalathera urged the appointment of responsible individuals free from political considerations for the positions of governors. He also emphasized that when appointing secretaries to ministries, the president should choose suitable individuals for the respective roles. He said that the blessings of the Sangha are with him to help realize the expectations of the public.
Including a Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Motor Traffic taken into custody in connection of accepting bribes, have been replaced under detention till the 8th of this month. The order has been made by the Columbo Magistrates Court today. They were arrested on the charge of having illegal gratification in receiving a sum of 200,000 rupees for the transfer of sole ownership of 3 buses. The detection has been made by the Commission investigating charges on bribery or corruption. The other 2 suspects of the case are a clerk and a broker connected to Department of Motor Traffic.
The Prime Minister's office informs to temporarily suspend the assembly of director boards of institutions that come under several ministries. The Prime Minister's office says these changes have been made according to the instructions of the Prime Minister, who is the minister in charge. Taking of relevant decisions pertaining to the all director board meetings has been temporarily suspended until the reappointment of heads of institutions to the constituted bodies, including the corporations, boards and authorities of relevant ministries. The Prime Minister's office says a wrong definition have been provided by certain social media platforms relating to the incident.
A discussion between Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya and the delegation of the International Monetary Fund was held last evening. The discussion was held at the Prime Minister's office. The meeting focused on further maintaining the cooperation between Sri Lanka and the International Monetary Fund. Director of the Asia and Pacific Department of IMF, Dr. Krishna Srinivasan, Senior Mission Chief of Sri Lanka, Peter Burr, and Secretary to the Prime Minister, Pradeep Saputantri, were present at this occasion.
Now, a section of the RA Dimel Mavate from the Michael roundabout to the Rotunda roundabout via Temple Trees was reopened for the public from this evening. The road was reopened after a period of 19 years. The road was closed since 2005. Passengers continued to face various difficulties due to the road closure. Governor of the Southern Province, Bandula Harishchandra, has decided to reopen the closed roads in Golfort. Accordingly, reports have indicated that measures were taken to lift the relevant law from yesterday. This law was imposed following an order issued by the former governor. Many tourists, residents and students faced various difficulties due to this move. Police media spokesman DIG Nihal Talduva says if there are further complaints to be made regarding the Year 5 scholarship examination, opportunities have been made available for them to be presented before the 7th of this month. He made his remarks addressing a media briefing in Columbo today. Police media spokesman DIG Nihal Talduva said that parents have complained on the rising of more problems during the time of the inquiry. The Deputy Inspector General of Police said the police have decided to hand over an opportunity to others to provide any information pertaining to the incident. Therefore, the interested parties are able to submit their complaints to the office of the relevant divisions on or before the day after tomorrow. However, the relevant evidence has to be presented. So far, the Criminal Investigation Department inquiries have revealed that there had not been an opportunity to unravel the problem relating to the additional question issue.
The Ceylon Teachers Union says the teacher transfers and recruitments during the period of presidential election were based on political meddling. General Secretary of the Union, Joseph Starling, has made these remarks at a media briefing today. General Secretary of the Ceylon Teachers Union, Joseph Starling, said that they have discussed on educational transformation according to the government's education policy. He further said that the Minister of Education is a person who have been engaged in struggles in the field of education. She has also talked about changing the education system. Joseph Starling has expressed hope that the educational transformation process would be carried forward with the cooperation of the teachers. He further said that problems relating to transfers is a primary concern of the teachers. He added that during the period 2 to 3 months prior to the last election, teachers were recruited for all provinces. However, when engaged in teacher transferring, it was conducted completely as a politically influenced program. Teachers were not appointed to fill the vacancies. He has reiterated the need to have a policy. The General Secretary of the Union has requested the Education Minister to resolve the ambiguities when transferring teachers on the provincial council level and national level. He also said that if the Education Minister had sent a letter ordering not to collect funds for festive occasions, then collection of funds for such activities could not be carried forward. It would become an illegal act. Stalin also said he expects the parents' involvement in the process of transformation.
Now, this is an inquiry into a group of persons who have directly contributed for the uplifting of the economy for several years, but who continuously remain a desperate group without proper shelter. The labour population in the Lavanette plantation in the Yatiyantura Divisional Secretariat Division in the Kegal district have faced disaster due to severe earth slips in the Kegal district in the year 2016. Their line rooms also faced a grave disaster. As a result, these people were directed towards tent houses. 145 persons in 21 families remain in camps to escape from rainfall. After the rainy season, they have been redirected to line rooms. However, in the year 2021, these people built temporary shelters in the danger areas of the same estate. However, the National Building Research Organization says that the line rooms are not suitable habitations for these destitute people. Therefore, a direction has been made to remove them immediately from the line rooms. These people are living in exposed locations with the hope of having some relief at some other time. They say that their request has not been received favourably. They also say their meagre income is totally inadequate to fulfill the needs of their families.
The Chiefs of Defence Forces paid a traditional courtesy call on President Andrew Kumar Dissanayake yesterday. The meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat. According to Chief of Defence Staff, General Shavendra Silva, Army Commander Lieutenant General Vikum Lialage, Air Force Commander Air Marshal Udeni Rajapaksa and Navy Commander Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira met with the President and engaged in a cordial conversation. To mark the occasion, commemorative tokens were also presented.
In the meantime, there have not been any reductions in three-wheeler charges despite a reduction in the price of fuel. This is an inquiry into why the general public is being deprived of the advantage of the fall in the fuel price. The fuel prices have been revised on numerous occasions in the recent past. The national television has made several inquiries from the general public regarding any reduction in three-wheel charges. The opinion of the people is that three-wheel charges have not gone down even by 1 rupee. They are of the view that price reductions are not taking place even when prices of essential services are falling.
තෙල් මිල අඩු වුණාම ත්‍රිවිල් ආයත් දැනගන්න එපා ඒක පාරිභෝගිකයන්ට අඩු කරලා දෙන්න හයර යන කට්ටියට.
දැන් අද ආවා වෙනද ගණන ගණනම තමයි. මේ රටේදී හැමදේම ගණන් යනකොට ඔක්කොම ගණන් වැඩි කරාට එහෙම අඩුවීමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. මන් දන්නේ මේ සැරේවත් අර ගියොත් හොඳයි.
Upon our inquiry from the three-wheel drivers, they have responded negatively. They have pointed out that it is difficult to reduce charges, citing increases in the prices of spare parts. The three-wheel drivers say that a tyre of a three-wheeler, which was at 2,200 rupees, has increased to 5,000. They added that the government has to take a decision regarding the reduction of three-wheel charges. Meanwhile, the All Ceylon Three-Wheel Owners Trade Union said the National Transportation Commission should mediate in the regularizing of three-wheelers. President of the All Ceylon Three-Wheel Drivers Trade Union, Lalit Dharmasekara, said that regularization does not mean the reduction of merely the prices of petrol and three-wheel charges. The aim should be to provide a quality service to the passenger. The President of the union added that, however, all the powers are vested upon the provincial councils. It is the responsibility of the National Transport Commission to extend guidance regarding issues affecting the entire country.
Now, today is the 9th day of the Columbo International Book Fair, and close to 1.5 million readers have attended the book fair thus far. And Niket had the wonderful opportunity of visiting the book fair today.
That's right, Dulanjali. Even today, the penultimate day of the book fair, there were massive crowds who had flocked from all around the country to see the various books available at the book fair. And Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is the official media partner of the book fair. Why don't we take a look at how the book fair was today?
I'm joining you from the BMICH, where the Columbo International Book Fair is taking place for the 25th time. Now, over the span of the book fair, people have been coming here in thousands to go through the massive collection of books that are available here. Not just books, if you're hungry for a snack, there are plenty of food stalls outside where you can recharge. Now, tomorrow is the last day of the Columbo International Book Fair, so if you haven't paid us a visit, be sure to do so tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I hope you have a great time.
The funeral of senior program producer and a media person of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Mahinda Gunatilaka, has taken place at the Maharagama General Cemetery today. He was 55 years old at the time of his demise. Mahinda Gunatilaka joined the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation in 1991 as the trainee production assistant. He contributed to a large number of programs telecast on national television. From 1991 to 2004, he continuously gave an excellent contribution as a producer in the news division and a duty editor of news. He also served for a long time as a children's news producer of the national television, pioneering in religious programs despite being ill for a number of years. His productions have won several awards. The national television expresses its profound condolences on the passing away of Mahinda Gunatilaka, who provided an excellent service for 33 years in the national television.
And we have more news from home in brief. The Special Task Force says a suspect who had modern firearm manufactured in foreign country in his possession was arrested. It was revealed that a 51-year-old suspect, a resident of Casbeva, is engaged in supplying midday meals to school children. An AI workshop organized by the AI Research Unit of the Peradeniya University was held at the Visakha Vidyalaya in Columbo. A house was heavily damaged by a wild elephant attack in Min area. Our Polonnaruwa correspondent says that severe damages were caused to the roof and the room of the house. People in many villages in the Hinguragoda Divisional Secretariat Division are being tormented by constant wild elephant threats. The national television Batticlo correspondent says local and foreign tourists in large numbers are visiting the Dutch fortress in Batticlo. A substantial increase in the number of arrivals of school children has been witnessed. That's all the news we have from home. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
කිරිගෝනි කළුවයි යන්නේ ඈතට මයිදුවට යන්න බෑනේ
ඉතින් මග බෑවෙන එකයි ඇත්තේ
මට හොඳක් වෙන්නේ යකෝ
ආයෙත් කිරනෝනේ නංගි කිව්වොත් බලාගෙන
ඇයි තාත්තට බැරි මට පුතේ කියලා කතා කරන්න
හිටියටියේම ගහෙන් ගෙඩියෙන්න වගේ අපි දෙන්නව නිලමෙයි මේ හේනට දැක්කුවේ
Welcome back, and on foreign news, Lebanon says that over 2,000 people have been killed in Israeli attacks, including 127 children and 261 women.
Meanwhile, there have been several airstrikes across the southern suburbs of the Beirut today. In the past hours, one strike hit near the airport and another missile was hit near the paramedic team to prevent them from reaching the scene of the bigger strike. Multiple attacks have hit the Burj al-Barajneh area, which is inside the southern suburbs. Yesterday, 13 attacks have been reported during the night. Since this morning, there have been at least 3 airstrikes and 2 drone strikes. Reports have indicated that Hezbollah has lost contact with the chairman of its executive council, Hashem Safieddine, since last Friday. Reports have further indicated that Safieddine was in an underground headquarters when he was targeted by the Israeli airstrike in the area of Marija. Meanwhile, Hamas has indicated that its commander in Tulkarem is among 18 people killed from yesterday's Israeli jet fighter attack on the occupied West Bank refugee camp. Reports have indicated that the United States have carried out airstrikes on 15 targets in Houthis-controlled area of Yemen. In the meantime, Iran has warned Israel that if it carries out an attack on Iran, Tehran's retaliation will be stronger than the previous one.
Now, flash floods and landslides in central Bosnia and Herzegovina have left at least 16 people dead. Rescue teams are currently searching for survivors. Huge volumes of rain fell in the area around Jablanica and nearby Konjic in central Bosnia and Herzegovina, causing sudden flooding that inundated people's homes as they were sleeping. Surging waters also triggered landslides that collapsed roads and hills, covering villages in mud and cutting off entire areas. At least 16 people are confirmed dead so far, with at least 10 still missing, while dozens are injured.
Now, Australia managed to clinch the 6-wicket victory against Sri Lanka in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2024.
The match was played in the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. Winning the toss, Sri Lanka opted to bat first. Sri Lankan innings was opened by captain Chamari Athapattu and Wishmi Gunaratne. Chamari Athapattu only managed to gather 3 runs while Wishmi Gunaratne was out for 0. Nilakshi Silva was the top scorer of the innings with 29 runs not out, while Harshita Amaravikrama scored 23. Sri Lanka only managed to gather 93 runs for 7 wickets in their 20 overs. Megan Schutt picked up 3 wickets and Sophie Molyneux picked up 2 wickets for Australia.
Oh, was there a little edge? No!
Chasing a target of 94 runs, Australian innings was opened by Beth Mooney and captain Eliza Haley. Beth Mooney was not out 43 runs. Deshika Prabodhini, Inoka Ranavira and Sugantika Kumari picked up 1 wicket each. Australia managed to chase down the target in the 14th over with 6 wickets in hand.
Drop and run, which we know Beth Mooney. Quite fitting that Beth Mooney would finish this off today after what has not been an easy time for her to meet.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel I. I'm Dilanjali together with Niket signing off. Good night.
Good night.